What up, y'all? This Karmic K from the A. Old Head Gang representing. We back here with another video. This one's called The Most Brutal High-Speed Police Chases Caught on Dashcam 2025. You wouldn't believe it if we ain't film it. So let's check this out. It's probably gonna be a banger. Let's get it.
From a Dodge Charger ramming into a GSP officer in a desperate attempt to escape, and a suspect trying to grab an officer's gun, triggering a tragic outcome, to teens fleeing from Florida Highway Patrol before a PIT ends it all, and much more. These are the most brutal police chases ever caught on dashcam. April 26, 2024. What started as routine patrol quickly escalated into a high-speed pursuit when Officer Clayton Block spotted a white sedan recklessly weaving through traffic on Highway 1116 West. The vehicle was overtaking others on the emergency lane at dangerously high speeds. When lights and sirens were activated, the driver refused to stop, accelerating instead to nearly 100 miles per hour. What was he running from?
Doing the race. He on his TK, doing the race.
According to initial reports, the vehicle had previously been involved in a pursuit initiated by the Saline County Sheriff's Office. The chase began on westbound I-30 near mile marker 23, where the vehicle was traveling over 100 miles per hour and using the emergency lane to pass other cars. However, the pursuit was ultimately terminated after officers lost sight of the vehicle.
Oh yeah, shout out Arkansas. That's my family's from. I'm the first one from Georgia. But shout out Arkansas, country boy, let's get it.
The driver continued fleeing and veered into an active construction zone near mile marker 113, unaware that he was heading into a dead end. The vehicle narrowly missed striking workers and equipment in the area. Ultimately, the suspect came to a stop near mile marker 111 within the work zone. Fortunately, no serious injuries or damage were reported. In a last-ditch effort, the driver made a calculated move by voluntarily stepping out of the vehicle. But it wasn't enough to avoid the serious charges awaiting him. He now faces multiple counts including felony fleeing, aggravated assault, reckless driving, excessive speeding, and more.
Put your hands back here.
The suspect was transported to the Saline County Jail for booking. What began as a simple traffic stop on I-75 in Colorado.
Uh-oh. We got Florida. And you know, every time it's something Florida, you got some Florida stuff happening. These folks crazy.
Collier County quickly turned into a wild chase reaching speeds of 120 miles per hour. A Florida Highway Patrol officer had pulled over a gray Toyota Yaris for reckless lane. A Florida Highway Patrol officer had pulled began as a simple traffic stop on I-75 in Collier County quickly turned into a wild chase reaching speed.
Man, we need police officers that can pass physical exams. Look at the way this nigga moves.
Of 120 miles per hour. A Florida Highway Patrol officer had pulled over a gray Toyota Yaris for reckless lane changes and speeding. But in a shocking turn, the two suspects suddenly jumped back into the car and sped off while the officer's guard was down.
Dang, the last video we had the YOs. This time we got the YWs, the young whites. Boy, they just like the YNs. I'm telling you.
What were they so desperate to run from? During an earlier inspection, officers reported the strong odor of burnt marijuana coming from the vehicle. A K-9 unit was deployed and alerted to suspected narcotics inside. This discovery may have been the catalyst for the suspect's reckless attempt to flee, despite officers deploying a taser in an effort to control the situation.
I really do wonder what the conversation that the people in the car is having. Like, what do you say? Are they like amping each other up? Like, yeah, man, go run, run, run. I'll be trying to. I don't know, bro. Like running from the police, that sounds like a lose-lose proposition, Sheldon. Especially in the damn what that is, a Honda or I don't know what that
We're northbound. 113.5. This is our last check for a second.
The driver reached speeds of over 120 miles per hour in a lane packed with other vehicles. One wrong move could have triggered a catastrophic crash at any moment. Bonita Grande Drive. Recognizing the conditions were right to end the threat, the lead officer executed a successful PAT maneuver, sending the suspect vehicle into a drainage ditch. Both individuals were taken into custody without further incident. A search of the vehicle uncovered 38 grams of psilocybin mushrooms, 27 grams of marijuana, 110 grams of THC sap, and
sorry, I understand why they ran. Cause nigga, you going to jail. Yeah, it ain't just a little burnt weed. But this is the lesson though. If you ever transporting along, hold on. Let me put a disclaimer. I ain't trying to tell y'all YNs how to do anything illegal or illicit. But if you riding around and you transporting large amounts of drugs, please don't smoke no weed, bro. You just asking to go to jail and to get murdered by whatever cartel you lost money for. All right, come on.
And various drug paraphernalia. What began as a routine traffic stop near 7th Street and Broadway Avenue in Alexandria on November 6, 2022, escalated in seconds. A deputy attempted to detain the driver, but instead of complying, the man resisted. What followed was a sudden physical altercation that
Oh yeah, anybody jump out the car like that and the police stop and just smoke a cigarette, they on some bullshit.
spiraled out of control, forcing the situation into dangerous territory. How did a simple stop go this far?
Stay right there. Right here. To the truck. To the truck. Walk over here. Walk to your truck.
Niggas non-compliant.
Stand by. 8th and Bravo. To the back of your truck. Show me. Keep your hands out your pockets. Put them on the. Walk to the back of your truck. Walk to the back of your truck. Face the back here. Face your truck for me. Face the truck. Huh?
What's the issue?
Because you agitate, you turn around, you ain't following nothing.
I am following.
Look, turn.
I don't hear you.
Turn.
I don't get my phone, sir.
We'll get to that. Just turn and face the truck. Turn and face the truck.
What I
Face
did?
the truck.
What is wrong with you? Why is you grabbing on me, man?
Give me your.
Why you
Face
grabbing on me,
the
bro?
truck. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
What's wrong with you?
Put your hands behind your back.
For what?
Put your hands behind your back.
For what, bro?
Put your hands.
For what?
Your back.
For what?
Put your hands
For what?
behind your back.
For what?
Did I think?
The altercation began when the driver attempted to grab the officer's taser, wrestling him to the ground. As the struggle intensified, the officer urgently called out 1018 over the radio. When the suspect managed to gain control of the taser, the officer was forced to open fire in self-defense.
What you, bro?
That perspective like there, it look like when you get shot in Call of Duty or die on the game and you just see the shit happening to you as you dying and it just fade. I mean, not to say the police don't die, but it's a crazy perspective with that body cam right here.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
The driver was later identified as 45-year-old Derek J. Kittling of Alexandria. He was transported to a local hospital for emergency treatment, but ultimately did not survive. This incident underscores how the outcome might have been different, perhaps even avoided, had the driver complied with commands from the beginning. At the same time, it raises questions about whether officers should always clearly state the reason for detention before attempting to make an arrest. So what do you think? Where should the line be drawn between compliance and clear communication?
Gonna need a Katie.
I'm sorry, but even though that might not change the situation, you should always, before you just start detaining somebody, you should give the reason for it. I think that should be used on, and it should be standard, almost like the reading of the Miranda rights, because otherwise you need to know. You just otherwise it leaves you open to wanting to fight and to react and stuff. If you know what you're getting detained for, maybe you'll be a little less aggressive in trying to avoid it.
Perhaps the most haunting part of it all was the silence. The bystanders filming from afar, the people in the vehicle doing nothing as the struggle unfolded just feet away. It makes you wonder, if you were there, would you have had the courage to step in, to do something that could have made a difference for the officer or even for the suspect?
Nope, 'cause I can't step in for the police.
Don't go.
On July 9th, 2023, what should have been a routine traffic stop for a simple infraction quickly spiraled into a dangerous felony. It started when an officer noticed a vehicle enter a left turn lane, only to continue straight. As lights and sirens lit up the night, the driver had a choice, but instead of pulling over, she floored it. What was she running from?
From 165. I'll take a second.
Temporary with it.
Don't go. Whatever you take.
There's always something that's going on in Wisconsin, bro. What's up with y'all? Y'all North people crazy.
293 full stop's gonna be disobeying a traffic sign. Speeds are 60. One occupant female black. 209 approaching Highway C. Speeds are 90. No traffic.
The female driver, identified as a black woman, fled the scene and quickly accelerated to 90 miles per hour. Moments later, she veered into oncoming traffic and didn't slow down. Instead, she pushed the speed past to 110 miles per hour in the wrong lane, turning the pursuit into a potential tragedy waiting to happen.
Westbound. On scene. I'm still right behind her. He's still westbound from the west frontage road. She's in the wrong lane of traffic. No traffic. Speeds are 75.
The pursuit continued westbound along West Frontage Road, approaching the 17,000 block. The female driver weaved recklessly between lanes, frequently crossing into oncoming traffic, creating near-miss moments that could have ended in disaster. Civilian drivers were forced to slow down and pull over to the shoulder in a desperate effort to avoid a potential crash.
290, we're still going through MB. Speeds are only 60. Light traffic. Light traffic speeds are 80.
170 block, about 8 miles an hour.
209 coming up to medium traffic. Speeds are 70. Traffic is yielding to me. We are passing on oncoming traffic. Light traffic still. Tires getting obliterated here. Passing 18500 block.
B409, you took the tires out?
Looks like front left and left rear are blowing out, so we're slowing down to about 80, coming up to 45.
The pursuit eventually slowed to under 60 miles per hour after the suspect's left tire blew out. But it only came to a full stop when the vehicle spun out in a dramatic 360 and jumped the curb. The female driver was taken into custody.
Here on the front road. Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! On the ground! On the ground! Put your hands back and back!
Wow,
Get up.
What began as a simple traffic stop has now escalated into serious charges.
You went from a very simple ticket and a court date to multiple felony charges.
On July 4th, 2021, while patrolling
This dude might have got away.
Fulton County Officer Ennis spotted.
Of course. We in my city. Bruh. This shit, Atlanta's crazy, bruh. But it is entertaining though.
Several vehicles staging an illegal street race in the parking lot of West End Mall. But when he moved in, the driver of a red Dodge Charger made a split-second decision. He jumped into the car and floored it. What followed was chaos. The officer had to use his patrol unit to shove the Charger into a rear fence before things escalated further.
Don't move! Turn the car off! Turn the car off!
Oh shit.
Turn it off, turn the lamp.
797.
Oh, he dropped it.
Don't move! Turn the car off! Turn the car off!
I've never seen no shit like this. What? These niggas, what? The cars are playing push it. Oh my god, they playing bumper card. Bro, I'm interested to see what happened next though. This shit crazy. Get out of this. You ain't got no help.
After the suspect's vehicle became lodged against a fence, officers drew their weapons and ordered him to surrender. But the driver ignored all commands and fled on foot, heading north through a parking lot before crashing through a row of trees toward Oak Street to the west.
Ooh, that's what you gotta do. He gone. He gone.
Black male, blue short.
Street racing and reckless driving under the guise of car enthusiasm is a dangerous.
Atlanta is real life GTA, bro. Like, I'm gonna start showing y'all some more videos from here. This shit's crazy, bro. This is real life GTA.
Illusion. True automotive passion respects machines, values safety, and contributes to a community, not chaos. But once someone's recklessness endangers lives and destroys property, it ceases to be about passion and becomes a crime. Should they be exposed and held accountable?
We believe at this point that the vehicle may be stolen, and now we're seeing a pit maneuver here. You see it crash into the guardrail there. They're doing it there. They're going to.
On June 6, 2024, a stolen vehicle investigation erupted into a full-blown pursuit in downtown Broward. As deputies moved in to stop.
Florida's crazy too, but why the fuck would you steal a van like that and then try to get away? Like, don't that shit only push 85? This nigga didn't think this did. He
The suspect, the driver didn't hesitate. He rammed an unmarked BSO unit and took off. What followed was a high-stakes chase through busy city streets, with the suspect showing no signs of backing down.
Okay, with your a police unit that we just want to stay out of their way as they follow this vehicle. We're coming up towards the stadium exits there, and it looks like the vehicle is going to...
The pursuit continued southbound on the Florida highway, escalating in intensity. Dozens of patrol units and an air support helicopter were deployed in an effort to contain and intercept the dangerously unpredictable suspect.
He appeared to, we see the picture, but we lost your audio for a sec, but we could see what you're showing us loud and clear here. Any idea why this is happening? What is this person,
We believe at this point that the vehicle may be stolen, and now we're seeing a pit maneuver here. You see it crash into the guardrail there. They're doing it there. We're trying to figure out how many, indicating that is blown a tire there. You've got another unit pulling up alongside here.
The suspect fled at speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour, weaving dangerously through traffic and frequently changing lanes. At times, he even used the emergency shoulder in a desperate attempt to evade pursuing patrol units. As the chase neared the Miramar exit, the lead patrol unit executed a precise PA maneuver, knocking off one of the suspect's wheels and significantly reducing the vehicle's speed.
We're going to pitch it in right now. They'll be coming out with their weapons drawn, as you would expect right there, and you've got it happening right there. They're instructing orders. You've got a canine officer with a dog ready to release the dog to go in. They're a tiny bit here, show you the configuration that we're looking at. You've got a number of, this time they're focusing on the driver of the vehicle. They want the driver of the vehicle to get out. They're covering the back of the vehicle there, and the exit, any way to get out, the doors and the rear doors there. And they're gonna hold here until they get some compliance from the person and or persons inside that vehicle. So they are communicating. You can see the hands there. Somebody's got their hands right in the window. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Hold on.
Minutes later, the suspect's vehicle came to a complete stop. Officers quickly closed in, with tactical units and K-9 teams surrounding the car and issuing commands over a loudspeaker demanding the driver's surrender. Initially, the suspect refused to exit, prompting police to form a containment posture in preparation for a worst-case scenario. But ultimately, the driver shattered the window himself and climbed out through it, surrendering peacefully.
He'll hug the ground here in just a second, and yeah, okay. So we're gonna back out here just a tiny bit. He's on his knees. There's a dog waiting, along with the police officers back behind their vehicles.
And as you mentioned earlier, Ralph, this is live television. It looks like this person is surrendering peacefully, but we just want to remind our viewers we don't know what may or may happen next.
He look like a junkie, I don't know, he's like a J. Like he just went on the joyride. He done got a free van and somebody left the keys in there. He just dipped.
Here, so we've got our eye in the sky here, but it is live. But so far,
not only that, why that nigga's shoes so big? Look how long the motherfuckers is. Jeez, them niggas.
it seems like this person is complying.
Right. So what we had a pursuit that came down the highway. They were following a vehicle southbound. We picked it up around Hollywood Boulevard.
Thankfully, no injuries were reported during the incident, and traffic in the area was restored shortly afterward. However, as of now, authorities have not yet released the identity of the suspect.
One thing I did notice, I ain't see nobody get away. So all you car thieves, man, the statistics are not in your favor. At all. Alright, y'all, that's the video, man. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Next time I'm gonna bring you another video, car chase or something. We're gonna do something in a few hours. Let's get it. Karmic K from the A. Old head gang. Let's get it. Yeah.